Well, hello, my friends. It's a pleasure to be back. I took a health hiatus for a few weeks, and now I'm back with Tuesdays at 2 to help you, the viewer, manage and advance your career. My name is Martin Buckland, and I call myself an executive career management practitioner. So I help clients, especially at the C-suite, the vice president level, director level, and those who aspire to be business leaders, EMBAs, Executive Master of Business Administration, and mining professionals with their careers. I actually have the best job in the world. But if you work with me, I can get you the second best job in the world. So welcome to my 56 Tuesdays at 2. I'm really excited to be back. I missed it. I love telling my story, love sharing my knowledge. So here we are today. The topic is I am ambitious. How do I achieve my career goals? Now, this is your show, not mine. So I want you to come forward with some questions. Doesn't have to be related to today's topic, anything to do with your career. Perhaps there's something bugging you. Perhaps there's something you can't get past and you want some expert opinion. So as we proceed through this podcast, this video cast, please ask questions and I will answer them as the webcast unfolds. So say, I'm happy to be back. I am ambitious. How do I achieve my career goals? I always admire people's ambition. Sadly, there are so many people out there who don't have ambition. They're in their job, they're just doing it for the sake of paying their mortgage, paying their rent, paying their lease on their car, or anything else. They are very, very unhappy. And you know what? That is the bulk of people, sadly. But you, the viewer, can find your next opportunity if an exciting opportunity, an empowering and engaging opportunity, if you have the ambition. Turn on that ambition switch and have fun. Have fun with your career. You can make it a major part of your life because it does. It takes up a voluminous amount of time. Since we've been at home, working from home, I've heard some stories where people have been up till 11 or 11 o'clock at night or even midnight working. Well, that's not the way of the world as well. You also have your personal life. But if you have ambition, I, as a career management practitioner, totally admire it. So come forward with some questions. So I admire your ambition. You need to think, if you're at the beginning of your career or mid-career, you need to think way ahead, not just tomorrow, but you need to think years ahead. So plan your career like everybody else. Businesses plan ahead. You are a business. Your career is your business. So think of it that way. Remold it. Rethink the way you think about your career, because it does play a huge role in your overall life. You take it home with you. You take it to bed with you. You want to be happy in your career. I and others in my business can help you be happy. But first of all, you have to turn on that ambition switch and show us that you have the drive and the ambition to advance. Anybody got any questions? So think way ahead, work back to today, and then where do you want to be in 5, 10 years, 15 years even? There are opportunities. The world is an amazing place for people with ambition, for people with drive, just like you. Hopefully, many of you watching today will have a lot of drive and ambition. Will want to advance their career and will want to be in a C-suite or will want to be considered a global expert within a niche. That's what you need. That's what excites me in helping my clients. I've been in business now 26 years, and I've watched some of my clients go from very low down all the way to where they are right now at the C-suite, making a valuable impression in the corporate culture, generating money, building that brand, but also helping their employees advance their careers as well. So that really excites me. So think way ahead, work back, and then where do you want to be in 10, 15, or even 20 years? Yes, there's many things that come into the way, just like there is in ordinary life, but there are recessions, etc. But you have to conquer those recessions, the downfalls, the negativity. We'll talk a little bit about that a bit later. So think career, think where you want to go. Think education. Your education doesn't just end in your 20s, it's an ongoing thing. You need to have courses. With today's universities and colleges, most of them are gone online. You can take a university degree or a college course from an institution the other side of the world. Get that brand of that university or college on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile, because it's one of the screening things that people look for. Education is very, very important. The world is turning so fast. Just as I've been talking for the last 5 or 6 minutes, there's something new happened in the world, something new being invented, a new software, a new IT gadget or whatever. You need to keep on top of the world. So education is important. Keep going to education. That will help you advance your career. Take a little bit of risk. Go out of your comfort zone just slightly, depending on how much you want to. If you want to take a leap out of your comfort zone, I am a person that you would like to know, because I take a lot of risk. I go out of my comfort zone pretty a lot. So build a career plan, author a career plan. You don't have to just do it with yourself. You could do it with your buddies. You can hire a career or an executive coach to help you build that brand, build that career plan, because it's going to be with you for the rest of your life. And yes, there's ups and downs, just like there is in general life, your own personal life. You're not going to win all the time, and you have to admit that. But there are plenty of opportunities coming down the road. We are coming out of the so-called COVID recession. And as I say, I work globally, and I'm seeing humongous, large hirings, recruitment across all industries, even to a certain degree in industries that have really taken a hit. Oil and gas, except for where we are in North America, but rest of the world, oil and gas isn't as hot, but it is hiring. So think about where you want to be. Look at the potential downfalls. There's always going to be downfalls, and see if you can combat them. So build a career plan. Have somebody champion somebody. Help them build their own career plan, and then get them to help you build your career plan. So build and stick to your personal brand. Now, those of you who listened to my previous Tuesdays at 2, I'm very, very hot on personal branding. It's very close to my heart. I love personal branding. Branding is very, very important to you as you embark on a career trajectory. So you need to stick to your personal brand. You know corporate brands. Now you have a brand. So stick to your personal brand. What is your personal brand? Can you tell me what your personal brand is right now? Can you share it in the comments? That would be good. Any questions? Please share your comments in the questions. So never Always stick to your personal brand. This is a very, very important element of your overall career success. Never stop networking. Network, network, network. Now, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. They don't like to network outside their own environment, people who they know. That's really strange. You need to network, you need to get outside your environment. There are people wanting you to join their network so they can share their network. We are in a networked society. So you can network in person. Hopefully that will come back. Remember the shaking hands? Hopefully you will be able to attend events and you will be able to actually physically shake somebody's hands, which really excites me. But you can also network. There's no excuses because COVID, a lot of virtual communications, Teams, Zoom, WebEx, list goes on and on and on. There are various platforms that you need to learn to network. Go to meetup.com. Meetup.com is a huge network of niche meetings in geographies across the world. It'll be an eye opener to you. So network, network, network. Never, ever, ever stop networking, even when you're gainfully employed. Because those people who do stop when they're gainfully employed find it very, very difficult to kickstart their career when they're in career transition. So network, network, network. Never, ever stop your career management. Now, I suspect a lot of you viewers, you will manage your finances, and that's great. You see your financial planner, financial advisor once, 2, 3, 4 times a year, and he or she advises you on various mediums for investments. Those that manage their career can give that advisor, that financial advisor, more money to invest, and therefore you can retire earlier. You can also be happier. So we got Patricia Murray. Let's have a Patricia. What questions have you got? I used to attend a lot of networking meetings before COVID. Need to start again. Some via Zoom. Thanks for the tip of meetups. Yes, Patricia, I know you're in Barrie, my closest town, Barrie, Ontario, about an hour north of Toronto. There are meetups in Barrie. So, Patricia, use those meetups. If you don't find a meetup that meets your needs, start one. It's pretty simple. And then you get your name known within your community, within your niche. So start a meetup if you can't find a meetup within Barrie or within the local region. So network, network, network. I am known across the world as a fierce networker. Wherever I used to travel prior to COVID, all over the world, very frequently, I used to network galore in Hong Kong, in Sydney, Australia, in Singapore, in London, Dubai, Zurich, Paris, wherever I used to go, I used to network. No holes barred, because who I network with can help my clients in those particular cities. So network, network, network. Never, ever, ever stop your career management. The same if you're an entrepreneur. I believe Patricia is an entrepreneur. You still need to keep that brand up. You still need to manage your brand. You're a little entity within a big environment, and you can make that impression. You need to build your business. You need to nurture that business as well as you do to nurture your career management. So treat your career as a business. Basically, let's get it down to the nutshell. It is a business. Your career, being an entrepreneur, is your business. Nurture it. Know your brand. Be very, very professional. Understand your strengths and weaknesses. We all have lots of weaknesses. We all have lots of strengths. So what are your strengths? Instead of focusing on the weaknesses, focus on building and upping those strengths. We are all experts within our own field. Everybody watching today is an expert within their own industry, within their own function. So market yourself accordingly. Understand your strengths, weaknesses, put on the side burner, understand where you're weak. And if you have a weak spot, you hire people who can cover that weak spot if you are good at something. So understand your strengths and weaknesses. What is your passion? Understand your passion. We all have passion. We hire people because they are excited. They're engaged. They want to go. They want to use their ambition. They want to go from here to there fast. You can do it. You can do it whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a business person, professional. With the right ambition, the right drive, and maybe a team behind you to kickstart you, you can go from here to there pretty fast. We got another question, so let me have a look. Kevin Ord, I'm finding that the older I get, I'm recognized as being a giver of advice or wisdom from being in the industry for a few decades. It seems the older we get, the less our brand or name is considered for employment. Let me repeat that question again because it's a very loaded question and I could talk for ages on this. From Kevin. Kevin says, I am finding that the older I get, I'm recognized as being only a giver of advice or wisdom from being in the industry for a few decades. It seems that the older we get, the less our brand or name is considered for employment. Whoa, I could keep you here till breakfast tomorrow morning. Question. So that comment, that was a really good comment. Thank you, Kevin, for being in here. You have a lot of experience. You've been in the business, whatever business that is. I don't know what business you're in, for many, many years. What is your niche? What is your area of expertise? Your area of expertise, your niche, cannot be attained by somebody in their 20s, their 30s, or dare I say it, even 40s. So you have a niche and you have a skill set that many corporations, I don't even know where you are in the world because I have a global audience, you have a niche. So you need to home in on that niche and you need to find opportunities where your skill set, your unique 2 or 3 or 4 skill sets will match that corporation. So I'm not a great believer in ageism. Yes, we discriminate because of everything. Maybe your color, maybe the way you dress, maybe because of your hair, all sorts of different things. Unfortunately, we are in a discriminatory society. But those people I've noticed, and I've been coaching thousands and thousands of people over the years who put their ageism, their supposed ageism, on the back burner and not on the front burner, advance their career a lot faster. So, Kevin, question for you. Perhaps you can put in the answer to the comments. What are your 3 skills? Your 3 business skills? Your 3 hard skills? And then we can have a conversation offline on how you can market those skills. I frequently get clients in their 60s, even during the so-called COVID recession, in their 60s, into multiple offer situations. Got one here right now in Canada, got one in the UK. But the attitude, and coming back to the title of this podcast, your ambition. You need to show your ambition, that you're excited. Doesn't matter what age you are, you can do it. And you have the skills that somebody a lot younger than you doesn't have. I hope that answers your question, Kevin. So you've got, okay, so he said safety, recruiting, operations, transport. Okay, so that's very interesting. So where are we in the world right now? Supply chain, I guess you're in supply chain, is huge right now. We have to ship, just use an example, and everybody can relate to this, PPEs from China to Canada China to Australia or wherever. Shipping is huge. You look at the way the airlines have grasped this, and they are now converting a lot of their passenger planes to cargo planes because cargo is becoming very, very important. We're shipping. So 3PL, rail, ocean, air, supply chain is very, very hot. But those your skills operations in the transport industry, a 20 or a 30-year-old can't bring the value that you can bring. So if you want me to do a free, no obligation resume critique, and I was going to get back to that at the end, I'm more than happy to give you a 30 minutes of my time to go through your resume. Because I don't know where you are in the world, but I know, Kevin, there are lots of jobs for you if you are in the traditional supply chain. Operations management is also hot, but I bet you have a very unique skill set. So Patricia, I'm in my late 60s and I find people listen to me more because of my life experiences as to say my expertise. There we go. So Kevin, so a LinkedIn user, Kevin Ord, I echo what you are saying. Moreover, what about transition at an older age? Everybody, let's have that question again. I echo what Kevin is saying. Moreover, what about career transition at an older age? We are coming out of this so-called COVID recession. Globally, there is a skill shortage. And by the end of this year, providing COVID doesn't come back with a vengeance, we should be into hiring big time. So people's age is going to become less. Now, there is a sort of barrier for transitioning careers. If you are in your 50s and 60s, you've sort of built your brand within that environment and or that sector, that industry, you're going to find it tough to move. Unless of course you take some education. So those of you who know me, I'm a global expert in managing and advancing the careers of Executive Master of Business Administration. I work for several business schools across the world. If you have the money, if you have the time and the drive and the ambition, don't know how old you are, but that would be a good platform, a good degree to take because you learn all skills across the general management, the general leadership field. So consider further education. If you want to transition and you can't afford any MBA, the investment all the time, take some courses in where you want to go. Because what does that tell the reader of the resume and on the LinkedIn profile? That you really are serious in transitioning from here to there. I'm a great believer. I kickstart my clients. I excite them. I engage them. I motivate them. I inspire them because I want them to achieve their career goals, which is the title of today's webcast. So I don't believe you should be pigeonholed, but sadly, sometimes you are. Society hiring authorities, definitely executive recruiters, but they do that for a purpose, and that will be another topic. And one of my upcoming podcasts have to pigeonhole you because they are under a mandate from their clients to find talent with a particular niche. Don't find it out of that niche. So hopefully that's answered your question. We've got some more questions coming in. Lovely, great. So Brian Lass, hi Martin. Not posing a question, just saying a huge thank you for hosting these sessions, and as well, immaculate shirt as always. Thank you, Brian. Best buddy. Thank you. No, I like to. It's part of my brand, just as it is to have flowers next to me. A part of my brand. People say, well, what's he going to wear this week and what flowers is he going to have next to him? So there we go. So then we move on to the LinkedIn user. Now, this is really good. LinkedIn user, this is the question. I have a Sloan MSc from London Business School, and have vast experience on managing international teams. I am interested to move to M&A where I can help in post-merger integration. So let's tackle that question again. It comes from a LinkedIn user. I have a Sloan MSc from London Business School and have vast experience on managing international teams. I am interested to move to M&A where I can help in post-merger integration. So for the lay people who are joining me today, what is an MSc in Sloan? A Sloan Fellow is a very prestigious degree. It's only at 3 different universities: London Business School, MIT, and Stanford. If you graduate out of that course, it's an onerous, hard slog, year plus long degree. You have to give up your company, your employment, and you have to immerse yourself into study for over a year. So I salute you, LinkedIn user, whoever that may be, for taking that degree, a Sloan Fellow, and you need to sell that degree. A Sloan Fellow is very, very hot, and it does allow you to transition, because what have you learned? I bet at London, well, I know London Business School because I've taught there several times and I passed there many times. But I've many, many clients from London Business School, many Sloan Fellows, many EMBAs. They have taught you a lot about mergers and acquisitions and all the ancillary stuff that go to it. But make sure you show that in your CV and on your LinkedIn profile. The modules include M&A, mergers and acquisitions. You look at history. We're coming out of a recession. Mergers and acquisitions in the next few years are going to be hot. So companies are looking at swallowing up other companies, junior companies, mid-level companies, senior companies. There's some big M&As going on in the world right now, and I suspect they're going to become very, very popular. So LinkedIn user, the Sloan Fellow from London Business School, there are opportunities, but we can have a chat offline if you want. I'd be more than happy to help you. So your ambition, you had ambition to go into that program. I totally admire you taking the year off, let alone spending a lot of money to go to London Business School for that very high profile and prestigious Sloan Fellow program. So always set attainable goals. Now, I'm a great believer in setting goals just a little bit higher than where you want to go, because you're not going to reach them all, but set your target, your goals higher, just a fraction higher, but make them attainable. You're not going to be a NASA astronaut unless you've got endless aviation experience. So you need to set attainable goals within your defined area, your skill set. So let your ambitions fly. This is an ideal opportunity as the economy is rising across the world for you to let your ambitions fly. Let it fly. Fly like a bird. You are a pilot. You are piloting your own career. Don't shy away from any opportunity. Explore those opportunities that are put in front of you. An executive recruiter might say, "Oh, Martin, I've got this job for you. You're going in the talent pool. Would you be interested?" And don't say no. Always open up dialogue, because that executive recruiter or anybody else of a hiring authority will remember you, not because you said no, but for the conversation, the dialogue you entered into. We're wrapping this up. But any more questions? I would love some more questions. So conquer negativity. There is so much negativity around. Oh, I haven't got it. I'm not going to succeed. I'm not going to advance. I got no ambition. I got no drive. I got no engagement. It's a load of baloney. You have lots of stuff going for you. Everybody watching today has a lot of opportunities down the pipeline. So conquer that negativity, conquer rejection. When you go for an interview, it would be nice to win every interview, but you're not going to win every interview. And let that rejection, take it as a learning exercise and move on. Don't be afraid of failure. Never be afraid of failure. I failed. Everybody else probably has failed many times. So let's wrap it up. I want you all to take in what I've just said in the last 20 or 30 minutes and go for it. This is a great opportunity. We are in August. We're heading towards the busiest months in hiring. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Plus, we are coming out of a recession. So corporations are upping their talent pools. So take advantage of that. The world is yours. The world is yours. So hopefully you've gained some knowledge today about how you tap into your ambition. But first of all, you have to have that ambition. If you haven't got ambition, what I've said today is probably not for you. But those of you who are, I do have ambition, but I need to kickstart it. Hopefully those of you who've watched me today and watch on the replay will have seen that you all can advance your career, and you can advance it pretty fast. So anybody wants a free, no obligation resume critique, I'm going to type in my email address in the comments, and anybody can email it to me. More than happy, or we can have a conversation after this. More than happy to have a 20-minute conversation with you about your career ambition. It doesn't seem to want to. There we go. Yeah, so send me an email. Tell me you were watching this Tuesdays at 2. Tell me what you thought of this. I'd be glad to know what you thought of this webcast, because I can always improve it. There's always areas for improvement. If anybody wants a free, wants a free, no obligation, 20 or 30-minute resume critique, CV critique, I say it as it is. There's no mincing words, because you only get one kick of the can. And if you want a whole wealth of other knowledge on career management, please go to my YouTube channel and press the subscribe button and the bell button, where you will be notified of all future videos. And there are a lot more coming. I'm just about to shoot another 20 videos. So how-to videos, how to write a resume, how to build your personal brand. The list goes on. So free resume critique, and please go to my YouTube channel. Hi, Holly. Anybody got any other questions? I'm more than happy to answer them. Doesn't have to be about your ambition, your drive. Hopefully you've all got something here. Kevin, thanks for your feedback and taking the time to answer my questions. I'm not too far from you. I am in Kitchener. Well, just around the corner, yeah. So Kitchener is a hot area. Kitchener is hiring hot. Doesn't matter whether you're in IT, which they're known for, they're the Silicon Valley of Canada, or whether you're in manufacturing, or whether in another area. And Kitchener is great geography-wise, because you can go to London, you can go down south to Hamilton and Stony Creek, and you can go east towards the Toronto, the GTA. So you've got a perfect area. And believe it or not, Kevin, you are, I don't even know you, I don't know your skill set really too much, but you are hireable. There are many jobs for you right now, but bearing in mind that the bulk of the jobs here in Canada aren't online. They are hidden. And that's another topic. Go to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and press the bell button, and you will find a couple of videos on the hidden jobs. And I will be doing another webcast on your hidden jobs. So that sort of wraps it up. Anybody got any other questions? It's been a pleasure to get back after my health hiatus to this. I'm looking forward to presenting next week, next Tuesday at 2, where we will be talking about 6 ways to sabotage your job search. So this is a 2-part Tuesdays at 2. 6 ways to sabotage your job search, the first of 12, and then the other 6 will be the week after. So I'm really looking forward to getting back in the saddle here and helping you manage your career and helping you come on to Tuesdays at 2 and learn something every week. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Enjoy your week.